What is up, So You Think You Can Dance fans? The finale has dropped. It has been a beautiful season of dance. America's favorite dancer has been crowned, and we have some riveting behind-the-scenes info coming at you right here.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
One thing I'm going to ask of you, bloom wherever you're planted.
Nigel Lithgow's voice.
Good luck to each and
Wait
every
for it.
one of you.
Wait for it.
Claps.
We've got a song coming in for you. We're just having some suspense. Take it in.
You look so happy.
Take it in. You guys, welcome to the So You Think You Can Dance finale. I just thought this song was so appropriate. And congratulations to Mandy Moore taking home the Emmy.
Yes.
For this amazing dance, which if you are a fan of So You Think You Can Dance, you know she choreographed 100 people. Wow.
Jealous.
Incredible.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, in front of the BPAC, my college.
The opening. It was the opening of Academy last year.
It sure was.
Incredible.
It's
Sure
so
was.
creative, just like how they're using like the ballerinas upstairs, which they look like they're on the bar and all that kind of stuff. The hip hop is in the
Loved it.
water.
There it is.
So
Loved
cool.
it.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Brand
She's
new
so
day.
good.
It's a brand new day. And you know what? It is a brand new day.
It is.
So much has happened. America's favorite dancer after all this time has been crowned. Welcome, everyone. I am Becky Sattero. Who are you, my beautiful co-host?
You don't know yet. I am Kim Davey, all the way from New Zealand.
Yes, and I'm Jessica Williams, all the way from LA. And yeah, guys, the end is
I'm so
here.
happy. I'm so happy. Remember, I just want to point out that I think at the end of last week, we made our predictions.
Yes,
and
we
I
did.
felt like I said that Hannahlei would win.
You did, girl.
And I'm so happy.
I
she
did too. I said I
Yes.
wanted her to win.
Yeah.
What did you guys say for your wanting her?
I thought it was going to be Genesee. I really did. How the votes have stacked up throughout the last few weeks, I was like, whoa. But I will say this. America has gotten it right every week. I mean,
Yes.
quite frankly, I haven't disagreed with America at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, she deserved it.
She did deserve it. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Like, Jensen's amazing as well. Amazing. But gosh, if you look back on all Hannahlei's performances, like every single one she nails. So she deserves
She's
it.
clearly the most incredible dancer I think that's ever come through So You Think You Can Dance. I think all of us wanted her to win, but the views, if you look at all the videos, it was Slavic and Jensen were leading for the last 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were just leaning towards Jensen, especially with her star ability and, you know, with this person, you know, being awarded the, you know, a role on Rent Live. Like, there's just a lot that goes into it.
so much.
But I mean, what an exhilarating win for Hannahlei. So well
Yes.
deserved.
She's so versatile. That's her thing, is she just can rock out the hip hop as well as she can do the contemporary and the technique
Yeah.
of the lyrical and stuff. Just, she deserves it. Well done, Hannahlei.
Yeah.
Well done. And just the factor we had been talking about and playing back and forth, America's favorite dancer versus America versus best dancer. And best dancer won. So that's exciting. The system works.
It is. It is.
You know?
And I mean, I hate to say that because I don't want people to think that Hannahlei is not people's favorite.
Right.
However, but we all can agree that she's just a little bit more vanilla when it comes to personality. But she's young. She's 18.
Yeah.
She's going to grow into that. But you said it perfectly, Kim. Like, everything has been given to her. She's just knocked it out of the park. I mean, we're talking like she did Steppin'. You know what I mean? This contemporary dancer did Steppin'.
But more so what I meant was people were voting for the dance. You know what I'm saying? Like, that persevered. And that's one thing that we were kind of gambling with. And I did have an opportunity yesterday to speak to Hannahlei and interview her after she won.
Yes.
And her personality was definitely showing. She was so excited. So we have that later for you guys, to stick around.
Yes, so good. Such a good interview.
Yeah.
Oh, it was just fun being behind the scenes, and you guys, we won't be able to show all this. You were there in spirit.
I wasn't there.
Well, we won't be able to show all of them, but we're going to leave links in the description below so everybody can follow that. But overall thoughts on the season, what did you guys think? It was quick.
It was so quick. And Nigel was saying, I saw some interviews about how it was so quick. So I think he's really going to put his foot down for next year and be like, we need more Fox. But overall, just absolutely exquisite. The talent, the technique, the vivacious personalities, the romance.
Yes.
I love vivacious. It was absolutely stunning. I thoroughly enjoyed every single routine. The choreographers, we're so lucky we have this level of dance on television. So thank you, Nigel Lithgow, for creating such a incredible concept and bringing it to the world. It's fantastic. I
So
liked
good.
it. Did you get that?
I thought that this season gave us a journey like no other season has. I mean, we've had amazing dancers in the past, and I love that this time around we actually got to root for different people, root for different styles. There was such a mixture at the end that was very nice to see. And yeah, I did like the choreography. One thing I do miss some of our stationary choreographers. Like I want for some of them to return. Sonia, Nappy Taps. Mia Michael, she came for one big group routine, but I missed some of the individual ones. But it's great because the choreographers this year, they had to work hard. I mean, they were pretty much, most of them were on every week. That's a lot of routines to choreograph, to execute, and a lot of them choreograph on the spot. So I was just overall super impressed. I love, by the way, the add-on of Twitch. Twitch has to be on the panel each year, so you think, like, seriously.
I'm over here.
He is so good. His insight, he just really added just a layer that was missing. Yeah,
Totally agree with that.
So good.
Added a lot of value for the contestants to relate to.
I agree with all of that. I think it was like a boot camp. This is the best way I can describe it. There was so much that was thrown at the dancers. I feel like more so than any other season. It might have had to do with the condensed version of the show. Again, normally we're 5 more weeks or 4 more weeks, and so it was much more condensed. But you hit it on the head there, Jess. Like the choreographers are put through so much having to choreograph something almost every week. I mean, I think Luther, they said, was every week. I mean, every week having to come up with something new is just not an easy task. But on top of that, these dancers are taking on 4 or 5 routines a week. And that's just unheard of in the professional dance world. Yeah. And again, they're not professional dancers. So it just speaks to the talent that we had. Yeah. So good. So I'm just literally third everything you guys just said.
I just want to jump in real quick and let you guys know that we do have our live chat going like every week. So you guys be sure to submit your comments. You can do that by going to our YouTube page, clicking on the comment section, and joining the conversation. And shout out to Trini Boy 27. He's already in there writing.
Trini Boy! Yeah, boy.
And totally agrees with you, Becky, on the fact that Luther Brown was the MVP of the night. Sir. He had so many routines that were featured.
Always. And we'll get into more to that. But Kim is going to share something exciting with you guys about being a part of our show.
Will do. So, hey everybody, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows. You've probably or possibly heard this before, but have a think about it. Literally, we've got dramas, we've got reality TV, we've got sci-fi, we've got World of Dance as well, final show tomorrow, and more. There's no other network that works harder to serve television fans than us here. Yay. But we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. Very easy. But by subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest other content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow, which is always key.
So good. Yeah.
So if you're worried about pesky notifications, please don't be. They're totally optional. Hit the subscribe button below now for this channel, and check out all the other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know that you did, and Jesse, look at your nickname going on there. Yeah. Jesse will hit you up in the chat, and we'll thank you on air. But for now, thank you for being with us for this entire season and being the best fans, and for helping us be the ESPN of talk show.
So good. And also, not only just on YouTube, but they've been interacting with us on Twitter. And Trini Boy, shout out, because he did ask us, and we will address this towards the end of the show, what our top 10 picks were of overall routines. Top 10 is a lot. We don't have time for that. However, we picked our top 3. So again, engage with us in the live chat and let us know.
So thank you.
You know, I was thinking about, something that you said about Nigel saying that this is going so fast this season. It made me think about your interview with him last night. That was so good. And you had asked, like, what does he want moving forward? Can you share what he said? 'Cause it was so good.
Yeah. So we obviously just celebrated season 15. So we are going into 16. It has not been greenlit yet, but I mean, we are all hopeful. Yes. So I'd asked him for season 16, what can be added for a little spice? What can we, add into it to make it a little different, a little more exciting? And he would love to have it be like a stunt season, or add, celebrities with all stars, and see how the celebrities, kind of like a Dancing with the Stars, but I think in a different, a little bit more of a challenging, more different, complex way. Could be really interesting.
How do you mean? How did he mean the celebrity element?
Like adding a celebrity. Well, he said 2 things. He said stunt routine, which would be kind of dope to see, like a little more acrobatic. I think. You know what I mean?
It's huge in the dance world.
Well, absolutely, and maybe more gymnastics, that kind of thing. But then he had mentioned celebrity and all-star combos, which could sort of be dappling in. How will that balance with Dancing with the Stars? Because essentially, what Dancing with the Stars is. However, Yeah, I mean, so you
Interesting.
think it's pretty competitive. So I think that could be pretty fun.
It is, especially if it's maybe celebrities that have some type of experience.
Yeah, please.
Because it would be hard. Like ballroom, they
Yes.
can kind of they're on their feet
Yes.
a lot, but with everything that goes into lyrical, contemporary, on the ground floor flips, tricks.
Yeah.
That would be something to see.
Because Dancing with the Stars, when you got the celebrities, you can kind of mask lots of it with the beautiful
Yes.
dresses.
Well,
and
and again, there's not a lot of
routine stuff.
acrobatics either. So
Yeah, so please, celebrities that can dance. Like Vanessa Hudgens,
There's so
people
many.
who've been in musicals and things like that, like
Yes.
Zac Efron, and people who can kind of move.
Well, and speaking
Yeah.
of musicals, to kind of go back into last week's interview with Travis, he is moving to New York. So I kind of got the sense last night and also last week that I hope he doesn't disappear next season. That's purely speculation. But I just wonder if maybe he's moving on to the next thing. He did talk about Broadway directing. But how do you guys feel about that? If we were to see Travis Wall step back as Sonia did, as Mia did, do you think it would change the landscape significantly?
Well, I mean, last night he obviously got the poignant, the most important,
Yes.
last routine with Darius redoing the what is it, man? How do you what makes a man routine? So maybe that was his really like go out on top moment. But I mean, let's face it, it's only New York. It's like a 5-hour flight. I'm sure they
Right.
can fly him back and forth. And these days you can do so much choreo on video, and I don't know how that would work, but yeah.
Yeah, and considering it's annually, by that time he can get a little Broadway going and then come back.
Hopefully,
for a week
yes.
here
Because
and there.
I feel like I would be a little, I mean, not a little, a lot devastated if he's not in the landscape as much. I mean, he's such just a poignant, creative mind, and but also I think that they need to add more choreographers because it was such a choreographer heavy season. I mean, or light season, but heavy on the ones that did have to provide. And now just kind of going over last night, the finale, can you guys give some insight on your thoughts about the dances chosen? And then we're going to go into our insights on dances weren't chosen. How'd you feel?
Well,
Gasp. Both lost to go.
I thought that the routines were great that were chosen. Yeah, a lot of my faves was in there. I'll drop a little scoop because I was in the live show watching it live.
Yes, babe.
So exciting. The energy level was insane. But the Tahitian routine that was performed was not performed live.
Oh,
No, it was not. That was a tape. They showed the performance that they first did, and it was funny because I was actually sitting next to the choreographer for the Tahitian. His fiance was sitting next to me, so we were chatting about it, and she was saying how challenging the costume is, and how to put the headdress and the all this stuff. Like when Jensen did it before, she was behind the scenes like getting them ready. So I think the complication perhaps of the costume and how challenging technically the routine is probably why they didn't perform it live. But I was like, wow, that would have been so cool.
That's interesting. Were there other numbers like that as well?
Yes. So I'll
Because I
dive
felt
in.
that there was some interesting
Yes.
like editing and the
So
clapping.
to give you guys a little BTS inside scoop, they give us these amazing little tip sheets about everything that happens on the episode. And what they did is they highlighted them green. So the ones that were pre-recorded was, yes, the Tahitian dance, the Academy group dance, of course, Kill the Lights with Mandy Moore. The we'll get to this because Kim wants to talk about it. The Now United performance, the 14 members, that one. And then Yummy by Luther Brown. That was pre-recorded as well.
Because some of those costume changes just would not make sense otherwise.
Sure.
For sure. And plus I could hear, honestly, the editing of the clapping, like they would introduce it and there'd be clap and then there'd be a weird, different new audience clapping. I was like, that's not the same
Well, if you
audience.
think about it, I mean, it's a lot of dances they have to really fit into a 2-hour
yeah,
period.
totally.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
Fine.
And
We still get to see it. It's all
so,
good.
any other thoughts about what you guys saw?
Yes, my absolute favorite of the night was Evan and Lex's tap routine.
You like that?
That blew my mind.
Yeah, I
That
agree.
so much talent. Oh my goodness, so much energy and effort required. It was fabulous, and Evan absolutely shone. Like, I don't know, I just so much better than I ever remembered him as well. So it was nice for him to have that, hey, America, this is what I'm really good at, and remember me for this.
I
So
couldn't agree
I
more.
loved it.
He got just so sold short on his talent. So that was fun for him to be highlighted.
Yeah.
But I guess conversely, what do you think about Chelsea then? Because I feel like we didn't see Chelsea really at all last night.
Yeah. She was in the group with the opening number, and then the girl, what I like to say, the badass girl routine. I love that they threw in the two girls in that. Yeah, we didn't.
No, we didn't. No, that's a good point because someone else who shone was Cole. When he came back and did that Hannahlei routine, I was so impressed with him. Maybe it was not having the stress of the competition element, but wow, he stepped it up.
Yeah.
He was fabulous. You could see he was completely in it with his focus. I think for the first time, because previously he seemed quite in his head. But wow, him amazing.
And that's what makes the finale so special is we see these dances as if they will be done on the tour because there's not the competitive stress.
Yeah.
So they're just full out. And so I feel like you see them at the next level.
Yeah.
You know? Do you guys feel that way?
Yeah, and it's interesting that they had mentioned because the tour starts in a month and it's kicking off in New Jersey. And the only 2 All-Stars that will be on the tour is Lauren, and they mentioned Cyrus. And I thought that was interesting because we hadn't seen him
How do they pick that?
this
and why do
whole
they pick
season.
that?
And why aren't there more?
Yeah, why do they do
it's
it
a lot
like
for the
that?
All-Stars
You
to
know?
learn. It's random. I'm sure it has something to do with like
Who's available?
Well, and can they cross over genres because they're gonna have to learn all the different genres.
And
obviously.
it's who was actually like in the routines because they're pulling the favorites from the season to perform on tour. So I guess if your routine was selected, then that All-Star can go on tour.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Cyrus was on that topic. Twitch was talking about how he wants Cyrus to do a little more animation maybe next year. That'd be a little, just add some of that. Well, that interview will be on there.
would
That's
be
kind of
nice.
fun
Yeah.
to bring Cyrus back in and have him be an all-star and do
Yeah.
more animation and pop lacking and such.
But speaking of, we're still talking about what we enjoy. Okay,
Yes.
so oh my gosh, the guys group routine with Twitch and Nigel. Coming doing the old man. Come on, Kim, join us.
No, because I didn't love it.
I'm
Do
with
you know
you.
my favourite part? My favourite
Get out.
part
Get out.
was when Nigel at the end put on the raincoat and then he said about he was like a dancing banana. That was the highlight for me.
He looked like Dick Tracy.
You didn't like it?
I don't like
Why?
that. I don't know. I love seeing Twitch, but I just found it really slow. Too slow for me. I don't like it.
The whole routine, or when Nigel joined?
Yeah, it definitely slowed down after night.
When Nigel joined, that was my highlight. I loved it. It was hilarious. I don't know. I mean, I totally appreciate it for what it is. I just
Yeah.
not my favorite style, so that's cool. So
Okay.
sorry. To
I
interrupt
thought
you,
it was,
you
but
remember.
I mean, that's the whole point is they want to wow you.
He's dancing. I'm a dancing banana. That was hilarious.
It's what we wanted.
Yes, it was a crowd. It was a crowd favorite, and the best part is on this tip sheet, they literally put 2 emojis with like the sunglasses.
Oh, really?
As the guest stars.
Yeah, because
You know?
they didn't announce it, so it was such a surprise for us. What happened, because I remember, because I was kind of sitting behind where the judges were, and I remember Nigel and Twitch kind of taking their cue to leave, so I was like, oh, maybe it's a bathroom break, they can go. So then when it got started again, and it wasn't going, like they weren't going to comment, right? Because they weren't commenting, you know. So I was like, oh, okay, they're just not here. And then I have in the aisle this way, Allison, which is Twitch's wife. So she's all excited and she's up like recording the routine. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder why she's
into it,
recording.
yeah.
Right. She's like, she's really into it. And then Twitch busts out and she's like, whoa. I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. And then Nigel came and I'm like, whoa. It was just a party.
So
We were just
good.
like, so good.
That made my heart happy in every way. I mean, it was adorable that Nigel
It was so cool.
joined him, but
Yes.
Twitch being part of it. When I interviewed him, I was like, how was that like dancing with Gen Xers? And he's like, it was amazing. But I mean, he's just such a legend. That was
yeah.
such a great addition.
I love it.
It was actually cool seeing his original audition when they did the flashback.
Oh.
When he auditioned. He's such a baby face.
Yes. He was surprised. He didn't know that was coming at all.
Yeah, no, it's
So
face
good.
said it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they for me obviously the highlight was Welcome Home with Hannahlei and Marco. It's probably my, if not my first, my second favorite of the whole season. I just such a beautiful routine, beautifully danced.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, I mean, the opening number with Mandy Moore was amazing. It was a beautiful finale of the season. But I will go into the womps, and that's the routines that we would have liked to have seen.
Yeah.
And again, join us in the live chat. I just feel like, you know, I don't know. There were a few that I definitely was really disappointed. I can't believe not one of the African jazz routines made it in. And again, there's different costume components, maybe prop components. I'm not sure. But for me, obviously, this is probably a prop component, but I don't know how Chris Scott's routines were completely not added. Not one of his routines the entire season. Makes no sense to me, especially since Evan and Chelsea, that would have been a good highlight for them, for that to be used.
Oh, yeah.
His lyrical hip hop. So that was not used. But my favorite that I would have loved to have seen, even if it was a pre-record, it was Runaway, which was the top 8 group performance. So the bands, Slavic was, at the end, the girls wearing the red.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just a beautiful routine. And we'll play a little
great.
piece of it here.
Yeah.
But I just think this was such a powerful piece. The music.
Yeah.
Was this the one that Nigel said he didn't like, though? Was this the one that he gave?
No,
This
it
was
was
the
the
opening number.
ropes.
Oh, okay.
It was the
gotcha.
ropewood areas. Yeah.
Yeah, this was the opening number on 819. But so intricate,
Yeah.
And again, it's the classic Chris Scott routine. But I feel like he was just snubbed last night. I'm really confused. And the demand of the props. So much of this routine is just visually stimulating.
Yeah.
They're like spiders in a web.
So
Very
good.
creative concept. It really
So
is.
creative. So this was my top pick for being super disappointed that this was not highlighted. Mm-hmm. And they could have done an insert. How about you guys? Did you have picks?
Oh, absolutely. I've got a whole list.
I love
I'll
it.
give you one. My absolute, why isn't this in here? Was the African jazz, JJ and Jensen, Sean Cheeseman. That one, I was always just so blown away by the intricate movement, how they were so completely intertwined, and just the strength of it. And especially that bit when they're intertwined and they're like moving across the floor as one. Oh my gosh, so amazing.
So good.
It's such a powerful
watching it a little
piece. And
bit
can we
now.
remind everyone that this was so early on in the competition and they
Yeah.
both look like all-stars.
Yeah.
That's when it looked like those two were sure to win, one of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
This
But
was
even
actually-
this,
look at that.
Oh my
the
goodness.
strength.
Intertwined. And just they're so on the beat. I mean, was this the one with no
Yes.
beat?
This one has no counts. No counts.
So they were on a beat of their own. It's incredible.
Synchronicity was out of control. And this was actually one of my top 3 favorites of the season.
Yes.
So I was blown away
Yes.
this was not added.
Yeah, I love it. You have to be so animalistic and just really just thrust into it, which of course, JJ, that's like
Yeah.
who he is as a person. He never does anything, little. He does everything big. So the strength of the two of them.
So good. How about you, Jess? What was your pick?
So my pick was a cha-cha. So we're gonna add a little ballroom to the mix.
Yes.
And this was with Jensen and Kiki. And this is one that Jenna Johnson, she returned as a choreographer for the first time this season and killed it. Like this cha-cha was so amazing. I could see her doing it. Like her style was all up in it. And as you know, she's just so good. So we're gonna pull that up. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Kim. There are so many routines that, could have been in there, but then it would have been like a 4-hour show.
Of
We couldn't have
course.
everything.
Of course.
But yeah, this is a throwback.
This was from last season.
Yeah. This was from last season, but love Jenna. She could have came back and did this routine too.
Right?
Right, choreographer.
Right. But
Right.
But yes, Kiki was the all-star, Jenna was the choreographer. We'll just have a
Yeah.
little take back. But yeah, this
Yeah.
is not the video, but
A little throwback fun for a
what
finale.
a beautiful
yeah,
routine
so
that was, though.
good. Yeah.
And for her to come out as for her first time choreographing, what a way.
Yeah.
So cool. It's so lovely how they can segue into, dancer to choreographer and do it on such a massive platform to get the feedback from the population. Am I good? Am I not? And everyone's loving it. So,
Yeah.
so much talent. So
So
much talent.
good.
And you're not necessarily, if you're a great dancer, you're not necessarily going to be great at being a choreographer.
Oh,
Here it is.
yay.
Two different
Our
skills.
awesome engineer in there working hard. Yes.
Steven.
There we go.
So-
Yes, Steve, thanks.
Oh, I love the music.
I know. And
Well,
that costume, that 2-piece and the colors is just
Well, what a beautiful
keeps the hips moving.
So good. But beautiful combo. 2 ballroom dancers that are just fearless.
Yes.
Well, I mean, and you add Jenna in the mix, 3 that are just. This had to have been literally a dream for Jenna.
Yeah.
Having the 2 of them.
And Jensen performing it,
Right.
Oh my
in her element.
goodness. So good.
Great pick, Jess. This is a good one.
Thanks.
Well, and there's-
God, our live chat is just going.
Trinity boy.
Yeah, he's like, great routine, ladies. Love all of them. Hopefully we'll see all of them on tour. And also congrats to Mandy Moore on winning her second
Yes.
Emmy.
Yes.
So good.
In a row.
About that.
Yeah.
And she was in such good company. Let's remind everyone, we're talking, Chris Scott, we have Travis Wall. I mean, there were so many people that were like Chloe, so many people in that just category that just blows my mind. So
Which has to be fun though, like being with their peers.
friends.
Yeah, and being there like I want to root for you, but I hope I win.
I am sure.
I'll get it.
But I mean,
Friendly competition.
to her, credit. I mean, choreographing 100 dancers is just
She's
next
just
level.
so
Yeah.
talented at those big, gigantic numbers.
Yes.
Like, I mean, La La Land.
And musicality, evoking emotion. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but honestly, like, you know, at the start of La La Land, that opening number on the car on the freeway, like, I don't know, but many people I know in the industry who watched that movie, like, started off watching that and thought, oh, amazing, and then it kind of didn't happen again. But a show fully on a big musical number choreographed by her would be so fantastic. Oh, please, Mandy, can you get in with Travis on Broadway and create a television version of some massive show? That would be amazing.
Yeah,
Thanks.
and
would be.
I'm sure you guys will see something like that. So good, so good. What a beautiful night. I would love to address Trini Boy's request about our
Yes,
favorites.
yes,
Jess, do you
yes.
want to kick us off on your favorite 3 routines of the
All
season?
in a row.
And just brief reasons why you like them or why you chose them.
Well, why don't you start?
I'll go.
Kim can go. Yeah.
Gotta give brief reasons.
Okay, so obviously the African jazz was one of my top. That's why I was so disappointed it wasn't in there for the reasons
Well, let's clarify with Jensen and JJ because there was another African
Sorry.
jazz with Hannahlei and Slavic, I believe. Yeah.
Correct,
Okay.
Mundo. Yes, the one that we just showed previously, the JJ and Jensen African Jazz, Sean Cheeseman.
Yes.
Just for the sheer talent, strength, and just the way that they were able to move as literally one being was stunning. You guys are totally probably going to debate me on this one, but
Yes, I love
am
it already.
confidently going to go forward with my feelings. I really enjoyed
In your feelings.
the Liza Minnelli, maybe this time Broadway, with by Travis Wall with Genesee and Jensen. Listen to that. Oh,
Well, it was for the Broadway.
love it.
Womp, womp,
Womp,
womp,
I don't
womp.
care. I loved it. I loved the fact that I also was watching the whole time really wanting Jensen to switch roles, but I thought she was just incredible. And I was so proud of Genesee at that time for her confidence. So I loved that one. Kill me now. Whatever.
No, it's great.
And then my other two both have Darius in them. I love the one with Magda with the glass heart concerto, the
yes.
violin, like slash
yes.
knife. That was so dark and fabulous. And then absolutely Darius and Taylor, What Makes a Man.
Yeah.
Good one.
Just so awesome. I mean, how do you
So
choose? But
yeah,
they were
well
my
that's good
favorite.
for you because yours were selected. Most of
Except for
them.
the, except for the
Yes,
two.
yes.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
for sure. Because you guys wouldn't have selected my Broadway choice.
No, but that's what's such a beautiful thing about this show is it's just every you just never know what kind of style you're gonna gravitate towards, and that's why there's so many different genres and choreographers and personalities because it literally taps into everybody's taste.
Yeah, but I would literally add to it after last night, even in Lex's tap of the whole season. I absolutely loved it, and thank you, Nigel, for requesting it.
Yeah, that was-
It was powerful, and hearing it was so different being there because the syncopation of the actual like their feet was insane. Coming up and down the stairs, everything was so clean, crisp, and they were in unison like the entire time. So when you have two people, that's how you do it. That was the best tap ever. Okay,
Yeah.
I think I can go.
Yes, man.
I think I'm ready. I got my little notes up. Okay.
Love it.
First and foremost, the bad group routine, like I said earlier, with Luther Brown, the girls, they brought it with the stankness, with the faces, with the attitude,
All of it.
with the gray
I
dreadlocks.
love it when you get like this.
The hip hop, hippity hop. The hip hop was just like incredible, and then it was fun to see Magda and Chelsea being integrated into the routine
good.
for the finale. So that was good. Love that. I really enjoyed Hannahlei and Friction's hip hop routine that they did earlier this season.
Yes.
Well, a couple of weeks ago, because
Yes.
really, I feel like Hannahlei is just a little firecracker, and we saw a little taste of what she was able to do in that step routine. But partnering wasn't that strong there. But in this, because Friction, that's his dance, and that's what he does. I love them together. And then I really like Genesee and Slavic's hip hop routine the first week that they redid last night.
yes.
And it wasn't like I felt that moment really identified who they were, that they were here to play. Like that was a moment of redemption on episode 1 when they came back. So yeah. There's so many other good ones. lyricals and some contemporaries, but that's all. We have 3 options. So
Just on your
Well, you could
the
do 10. I
Genesee-
just was thinking time permitting. We should do 3, but we got time.
Just on the Genesee and Slavic one though, like last night watching them redo that hip hop one, they're so hot together. And obviously, I don't know what more dirt you got on what their relationship status is like, but wow, when they dance together, it's sexy now. I'm liking
Okay,
it.
well, and to that point, before I go into my 3, last night, again, that routine was danced next level from when they competed. And it was great when they competed. Like you said, they came out just ready to fight, ready to set the pace. But last night was so confident and sultry. There was a moment where they were like in each other's face.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes, give the people what they want. You know? So good. I mean, so good. So good. But I didn't get to get much out of him last night. He was pretty devastated. I got to interview him, and I wanted to be like, bro,
Dude.
top 4, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you've got a huge career. He was talking about maybe doing something with fiction. So I don't know. I brought up World of Dance because I'm such a big fan of that crossover, but
yes,
I am. Gosh, he's got such a bright future, but he was so deflated, and it made my heart sad because I was like, do not hang your head low.
right.
So it's interesting. He was deflated, and I understand you saying, chin up, Charlie. But I'm
Chin up, Charlie.
Chin up, Charlie.
I love that.
But I'm actually a little bit disappointed with his attitude. Here's me, mother duck. Attitude in displaying that. Like, I understand you're devastated and stuff, but I think you could have been a tad little bit more professional about that. Like, yes,
So you're saying you noticed it on the live
it's
show? Okay.
all over his face, all over his face, that he was
Yeah.
absolutely gutted. And while you should be, and I totally understand, I also just think you should be a little bit more grateful and understand that everything happens for a reason, and be more happy about your fellow competitors who did beat you.
Yeah, I mean, he made a comment in the interview that he felt, he just he had the biggest loss of his life. And I'm like, I get the gravity of that, and we learn in our failures, or not failures because he didn't fail, but we learn in our losses.
Right.
However, I agree with you. I think that there's also a level of kind of bucking up and being like, oh, that sucks, but I'm in there. I mean, even Jensen was just, I think she really thought she won it, and and I'm only saying that because when I was interviewing her, I just kind of got this sense that she's obviously composed. She was very happy for Hannahlei, but I think that she, even in her face, I think she thought she won it. I don't know. It's just speculation, but nevertheless, I'll jump into my 3.
It is tough. It is tough to have cameras in your face when dealing with loss and a big competition.
Well, and
like
I wanted to tell Jensen, I have time to tell her in the interview, but I'm like, another runner-up is Travis Wall, somebody who's changed dance forever.
Yeah.
So nothing wrong. I mean, and I'm preaching to the choir here. Like, we all have had disappointments in our life. We are not standing in front of millions and millions of people on live television, and everything they put into this show. But it just hurt my heart because I'm like, man, you have such an incredible platform. You didn't win, but there's so many other things you can do now that you're not tied to the contract and the title.
And it was so up in the air. And they said it was like a few.
It was the closest in the
vote
history of SYTYCD
between.
Dance.
But one thing, just real quick, off of that, like the mannerism, I was really impressed by the composure that Genesee had. This is the first time she didn't cry all season.
Yeah.
I was talking to her last night. I was like, your face looked like you were just like satisfied and happy with your work.
I agree.
And she was at peace. So it would be great
So she
if everyone,
looks like the best sport.
Yeah, like she genuinely was like, I'm just happy that I made it this far. So that's a good spirit to have. Yeah,
Absolutely.
hopefully
Yeah.
it transcends to the others.
Definitely. So good. Like I said, just congratulations to all of them. My 3, no big surprise. I talked about African jazz with Jensen and JJ. Totally agree. I think the stunts, the choreography, the musicality, not having counts, everything about that dance was just nailed. That one stands out in my brain. Hannahlei and Marco, the contemporary that they danced last night. There's something just so palpable about their connection and about that choreography. Ooh, so good. And that was.
She just makes me want to flip her around.
Yes.
What can you do?
Yeah.
She can do everything. And again, Marco is such a beautiful dancer. So just a beautiful pairing. And then Robert, his storytelling, it was such a beautiful, threesome, if you will, and not that way, you people. But just that one is one of my very favorites. And you might be surprised about this one. Darius and Hannahlei's Argentine tango.
That was
Fierce.
Yeah, it really was
Fierce. And I think the reason why I chose that one is because Hannahlei, that was definitely a moment in this season where I was like, respect, because I mean I've had respect for her all season, but Argentine Tango is no joke, and she was committed. She was there. Again, Darius was an amazing partner for her, but she just soared. I mean, she looked like a ballroom dancer.
Deserved to win.
Oh,
Yeah, she really.
but that was such
she
a
really did.
powerful routine. So anyway, that I picked that one, and that one stands on my brain. I would have again loved to have seen that one last night. There's just I felt a little bit. Just there was some desire left, some things left to be desired for me last night. I mean, again, it's been an impeccable season, but I personally, a few of my routines that I would have loved to have seen were not highlighted.
Yeah. Aw.
And choreographers who were snubbed.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but it was a beautiful, beautiful night, and we
It was
have
very
America's
full.
favorite dancer crowned, and you stole the words out of my mouth. The closest top two in 15 seasons. That's just unheard of. And you had the honor, darling, of interviewing Hannahlei. Talk about that.
I did. Yeah. So right off of the winning stage, she came out and was just, I could tell she was still like in awe and just trying to process it all. But I was able to ask some questions and get her response. So let's take a look.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
You did it, girl. You did it. Good God, you persevered this entire season. I mean, you hit it hard at the beginning, but a lot of people were nervous. They're like, she's good and she makes good look easy. So how do you feel in this moment being the winner today of season 15?
It's such a dream come true, and I feel so proud of myself, and I left with no regrets on that stage, and that was my goal.
No regrets.
Yeah.
No regrets. Okay, so let's walk through tonight. So at the beginning, you guys, there was no major pressure because you weren't being judged. You just got to have fun on that stage. Do you have a favorite routine that you performed tonight that's like, yes, I had to do that routine? Out there, you can't even tell.
I had like my high school dance team, my cousins, my mom's like best friends, kids, my friends from college, people from my studio, my dance teachers, my family. I think I said that already, but a lot of people.
So many people. Love is all around, and all of your fans out there love you. And yeah, we are so excited to see what happens next for you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
So amazing. So amazing. That's actually one of the first times I've seen personality just flow out of her. What a great interview.
To say.
Yeah.
Lots
She
to
just,
say.
And our hometown girl, by the way. That's so amazing. She's literally from down the street, Orange County, I believe. So I mean, it's no surprise that the entire studio audience was filled with her people.
I'm just so proud of her because she's just a walking example of a young dancer who has an ambition, has a goal, has a dream. She's always watched the show, every episode. She's looked up to it. She's had a vision. She's known what she's wanted. She's pursued it. She's gone in there, given it her all, and she's been successful. So it just goes to show that it is available to everybody on this planet if you work for it.
that is so true.
yo,
I
yo,
love
yo,
that.
yo,
That
Hannahlei.
was such a good message.
Stop it.
Yes, I love
But
that.
it's so beautiful.
It is.
Go, Hannahlei. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, she did it for sure.
She did it.
She did it. And
Give you some bruises.
No. What I love too is that she, to me, was the most consistent throughout the season. From her
and
routines
bounds.
all the way through her emotional journey. Like, I never saw her look scared, upset. She always had good energy and a positive attitude and kind of didn't second guess herself. And I think that's probably part of the key as well. A lot of people got into their head so much, and we talked about this a lot this season, just about people kind of out something
Just
themselves.
psyching
like
themselves
they
out.
Psyching
thank
themselves
you.
out.
Thank
Yes.
you. I knew there was a term. I'm like out.
Second result, yeah. Well, and I think, again, to your point, it's about confidence, which is so ironic because
Yes.
she's the youngest one out of all of them. So there's something to be
Or
said.
lack of life experience, therefore not the
That's what I'm
traumas to
saying.
go
So
on.
maybe her being out of the 10, the youngest one, she just, how kids just are so fearless. They don't really, they're the most honest, that kind of thing. She danced honest. She danced confidently. I think maybe there's something to be said about the
'Cause
fact
did
she went in
she-
with nothing to lose.
Did she
Yeah.
ever get any critique? Like negative? I don't think she ever got told that wasn't very good.
I don't think she did either.
think
Again, she was
so.
consistent. Everything about it. Yeah. And I think, it's funny you mentioned about the emotional level. For being 18, she's just so grounded.
And she was even in a relationship. We found out
I
later.
know, hey.
Oh, hey, maybe that helped a little.
Maybe.
Remember we were talking? We're like showing another side of you could make you more relatable.
So true.
Love
So
that.
true.
Oh,
so
yeah.
true.
Never too late. Never too late to be authentically yourself.
Absolutely. Well, and can we bring up really quick? We did not mention this. Her and Genesee's contemporary from last week with Numbers. You know, the one where both of them, they did the mirroring and everything, that really prominent piece. You guys remember that one?
I do.
Last, Talia did it.
Oh, yes.
Beautiful
Yes,
routine.
yes,
so again,
yes.
another one that was sort of snubbed last
I
night.
want to see the show.
yeah.
I want to see the tour.
Did
Yeah.
they do any
Yes.
from last week though tonight? I think most of them.
Only Travis,
Darius, his wasn't from last week.
Heels. They did.
Oh,
heels.
the heels one, yeah.
I thought it was Travis. It was not Travis. It was Brian Friedman. But yeah, no, anyway, I wanted to bring that up because that was another one that, you know, all the judges standing ovation. That was such a powerful
Yeah.
piece of the season, and that one stood out as well. But so much beauty. Kim,
much.
before we get off air, I know you wanted to mention Now United. How did you guys, what were your thoughts about the largest pop group in history, the 14, you know, for
But where
new and
does it
upcoming acts
live? I'm curious. Where do you guys think it
past.
lives?
in the past?
Oh, Kim. Like, where would they perform? Like, what type of career? Like, what is that for? Like, for theme parks?
No, I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna be an opening act for like groups. You know what I mean? Like boy band
Like,
groups.
oh, like concerts.
Yes, that's my guess.
Fun
Yeah.
for them. That's cool.
You know, I'm sure they'll be on like Disney specials, and I'm sure they'll integrate them in all kinds of things.
That makes
Yeah.
sense. Okay.
So
Bring back the High School Musical.
exactly.
Stuff, yeah.
So,
Okay,
but
cool.
I wanted to make sure
Good
we addressed
job.
that because you had an opinion about that. And it's important. But wow, what a season! Such a pleasure being here with you guys,
Oh
with
my
you ladies.
God, I know.
So good. We're
And
gonna
all
miss
of
our
you
fans.
guys, yes, everyone that
And
watches.
Trini Boy,
All star.
we'd love to know your real
ride
name
or
too,
die.
FYI.
Ride or die.
Ride or die.
We thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for being a part of this season, and hope to see everyone next season for season 16.
And you're still on World of Dance?
Yep, till tomorrow.
All
Okay,
right,
and
World
I'm
of
still
Dance
on
tomorrow.
Big Brother on Thursdays.
That's right. And I got a sports show on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Boom.
Yes.
You
This girl
guys,
knows her sports.
such a pleasure. You can find me, Becky Sattero,